Hey everyone, Cody from Mactelecom Networks. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new UniFi Protect update that brings a ton of great new features, including for the AI port, which a lot of people have been waiting for. UniFi Protect application 5.3.38 is what we're going to be taking a look at, so let's jump right in. The first one that we're going to look at is the ability to have highlight motions right on the dashboard. You could see this white ring keep going around some of the cameras where it is detecting motion so that we know that something's going on within that camera's view. A lot of people don't seem to like that, and yes, you could turn that off. All you need to do is go down to these three dots, click on them, and then click off the highlight camera motion. So if you like to have this, and I think it would be great in a store if you have people who are just wandering around in the back corners, then you know someone is actually within the frame of that camera. The next update is with our AI port, and you need to make sure that the AI port is on 4.75.3. When the AI port first came out, we could only attach one camera to it. So you could either have one UniFi camera or one OnVIF camera. With this update, we could have up to 5 UniFi cameras. So 5 HD cameras, 4 2K cameras, or 2 2K cameras. I'm not sure how many OnVIF cameras we could have, but if you know, please leave that in the comments below. Next, we have support for our hallway mode within our cameras, and there are only a select cameras that do that. The cameras that will work for this is the G5 Bullet, the G5 Dome, G5 Flex, G5 Turret Ultra, G5 Dome Ultra, G4 Instant, G5 Pro, G6 Turret, G6 Bullet, and the G6 Instant. Taking a look at my G5 Flex in my Catio, we could see Mocha and we could see Nilla outside right now, and I'm going to put this one into hallway mode. So we need to click onto our settings wheel, and then all we need to do is click on image tuning. From there, if we scroll down to the bottom, if your camera supports it, you will see hallway mode. And what that does, it rotates the video 90 degrees for better coverage in narrow spaces like hallways. So let's go ahead and we'll see what this actually does. I'll check it off, and then we'll enable hallway mode. At the top it says hallway mode requires a 90-degree rotation on the camera lens. 16:9 ratio is recommended for better viewing experience. It took about 20 seconds for it to change into hallway mode, but you could tell this would be a really nice feature if it was actually in a hallway. Since it's in my Catio, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn that off. Another new feature which I think is great is the ability to have the audio going on your cameras during the live feed, but it would be disabled during your recordings. Depending on where you live in the world, you may not be able to record audio. So this is a welcome update. Going into your camera, you could click on the settings wheel and then you could scroll down. We have our microphone, and then it has disable when recording. If we check that off, it will disable all of the audio when it's recorded, but the live view audio will still be there. Or we could disable the audio permanently. In some cases, you might have to do that. Next up is an update for our Doorbell Pro. We've been able to do custom chime sounds for quite a while now, but what the person hears when they ring the doorbell has always been defaulted. But if we scroll up, now we could do a custom sound. So we have our ringtone, we could do traditional, or we could put in whatever we like. This is one that I did before. You could manage all of your audio and then put something custom, but let's listen to it. So that was it, and then we could change how many times it repeats, and we could also change the volume of what's coming out of the speaker on the Doorbell Pro. They've also added a few updates to our alarm manager. So if we go and we create a new alarm, we could see here that we have our triggers, and if we click on activity, we could do line crossing, but then we could add another trigger if we wanted. Before we could only add the one, but now we could do the two, and we could also do it within a certain second range of the event happening. Something else that's new under Alarm Manager is if we click on System, we have a webhook that would be an external webhook that you could use. There is one more that we could actually try out as well, which is our PTZ option. So if we do an activity, say a line crossing, and we have a line crossing event going on our G6 camera, say, we could click on PTZ and you could select your PTZ camera. The second option is for a preset, which we haven't set up yet. So let's go take a look at that. I have a line crossing event set up on my G6 Instant at the front of my house. What we're going to want to set up is if somebody crosses that line, the PTZ camera points right to it. So the line crossing is set up. Let's click over on the PTZ camera. We're going to want to click on the camera, and then we want to go over to presets. We're going to save a preset, but we're going to scroll over a bit. So then we could catch that line crossing. And we're going to save the preset. Now we need to create that alarm. So I'm going to click on Alarm Manager, create new alarm, and then I'll just call it line crossing PTZ. It's going to be an activity of the line crossing, and then we need to select the camera that it's crossing the line on, which was the G6 Instant. Click on PTZ, and you can see that we have the right driveway, and then we have the preset. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create that. Now let's go ahead and test this out. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to set it back to the home position, and then we're going to turn off the person tracking. We don't want any person tracking because it would catch up with me, and we want to make sure that the line crossing trigger is going properly. And the line crossing event did work. We'll be able to see that in this PTZ video. I'm going to click play, and you should see when I walk backwards, I hit the line and the PTZ goes towards me. Looking under our alarm manager, we could see how many hits that this certain alarm has taken. So the action is to PTZ, and the hits, we have 3. We could also see the last trigger, which was 7 minutes ago, and this is very helpful. And that's going to be it for my video on UniFi Protect application 5.3.38, and this did bring a lot of new improvements. The AI port is probably the biggest improvement, as now it is worth buying. Before, doing one-to-one wasn't really worth buying, but now that we could have 5 cameras, if you don't have cameras that support AI events, this is a really great device. Also, all of the triggers within our alarm manager is really nice to see. There was one more thing that I didn't mention, which is support for API within UniFi Protect. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite improvement was. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.